corporation. There are some things that are almost opposite. And I didn't realize it for years. And so it took me a lot longer to be successful because of that. So what I want to do is go through some of this stuff with you guys tonight, and see if we can't, make the path a little bit easier for you. A lot of when you're on your own, and we all are basically on our own for most of the day. We can talk to, like Robert calls me, Renee calls me, Mike, people call me on a regular basis during the day. I almost can't think of a day when Robert doesn't call me at least once during the day. Why? Because he wants to check a question through me. He has an issue that comes up. What it tells me is that he's working. Okay. It tells me he's working, he's active, and he's trying to learn. I would love it if more people called me every day and just said, hey, what do you think about this? Renee does the same thing. Renee does it not every day, but she does it on a pretty regular basis.
Because you don't answer your phone. That's why.
Oh, stop, girl.
That's why I email him. I don't call him, email.
And that's what Mike does. Mike emails me almost, he emails me several times a week. He emails me. So I don't care whether it's a call or an email, but when something comes up and you've got a question, ask it. I may not have the answer. There's a good chance I do, just because I've been doing this for a long time now. But if I don't, I know where to get the answer. Okay. I guess that's the good news, is I really do know where to get it. But you need to develop the confidence, and asking these questions and getting yourself more rounded into the business will develop your skills, your experience, your mindset, and really your posture. What your posture is, I'm not talking about your physical posture. I'm talking about how you present yourself when you talk with people. Do you talk to people with a lot of uhs and ums and I don't know, but, or maybe this? Do you know that all of you, just by being part of this call and having done something with Metro, you know more than 90% of the public as it is today. And if you're Robert or Susan or Renee, where you've been doing this for some time now, you know more than 99% of the public. Act like it. Okay. Don't second guess yourself. Act like it. You know the answers to most of these questions. You really do. If you don't really know it, you know the logic that goes into insurance at this point. You know how the insurance company thinks. You know how Metro thinks. So, with the insurance company, sometimes it is. But network marketing really depends upon that posture, upon that confidence, because this is a people business. When you're dealing in the corporate world, you're dealing with products and services. Yes, we have a service that we offer, but people work with me because they want to work with me. They want to work with Paul Peck. People work with Les because they want to work with Les Schrader. People work with Valerie because they want to work with Valerie. I just hired somebody who's, and she's not on tonight, but she's tatted from her chin all the way down her body. It's just, well, I don't know about the whole body. Okay. I mean, all right, let's be honest about this, but at least the visible portions of it were all tatted up. She had sleeves. And the first time she interviewed with me, she was wearing clothing that hid all the tattoos. When she did her one-on-one with me, she had all the tattoos there and she apologized for them. And I said, why are you apologizing? Why are you apologizing? That's you. Do you know that the people you're going to attract are going to be grateful for the fact that you have tats? They're going to talk to you before they talk to me. I'm an old fart with no tats. and no piercings and proud of it. So they're going to talk to you. That's your peeps. That's your group. You're going to be very successful because of those tats. Don't try to sell to me, but sell to the people that are your people. Don't be afraid of who you are. This is a people business. You see, that's really different from the corporate world where she was concerned that she wouldn't be accepted because of that. I love the fact that she's got the tats. I love it. I don't want them for me, but I love the fact that she's got them. That's great. Duplication. We want to do things simply, in a simple manner, so that Robert can do them, right? We want to be simple. No, we want to have simple so that everybody can do the same things. So that it's not something that's different. Edith, I think your mic is live.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
That's all right. So simplicity is part of duplication. You want to do things such that everybody can do it. That way, nobody's going to feel that this is something beyond their capabilities. You see, in the corporate world, I had certain approaches to people that I didn't tell anybody about. Why? Because it made me more valuable to the company. Here, Steve loves the fact that I share everything with everybody. He loves the fact that I was willing to do videos for everybody so that everybody could use them. You see, it's duplication. It's edifying others. By me doing those videos, I was able to edify other people in the company and help them grow their businesses. In the corporate world, everything is political. You're constantly watching your back. Here, you got people that are helping you, that are pushing you forward, not stabbing you in the back, but they're behind you, helping you. That's an entirely different kind of world. And last, but guys, this is maybe the most important part, is that in the corporate world, your emotions are a weakness. My first job was with a company called IBM. I think probably everybody knows who IBM is. Back when I joined them, they were the biggest and the baddest and the most important company you could work for. And I got a job with them. My dad was so proud. It was amazing. He actually bought me this beautiful brown corduroy suit. And I wore it with pride to the work. And the general manager of our office, he was like 3 levels above me, was walking around the, where all of us were working. We all had our desks. We didn't even have cubes at that point. We just had rows of desks. And he walked by mine and he goes, Paul, I love it when an employee is so dedicated that they come in on their day off. I really want to thank you for your efforts. I said, well, this isn't a day off. I'm working today. He goes, oh, I thought you were ready to go hunting. He killed me. I was completely, at lunch, I went home and I changed my suit. I never wore that suit again. I was killed. I was crushed. I was 22 years old. I was crushed. But I couldn't show my emotions. I just had to change. Okay. Here, emotions are important. Emotions edify you with your people. I've had my clients cry on my shoulders, and that's okay. I've had other people, get emotional around me when, we're doing stuff and it works and everything's coming together for them, and they get emotional and we hug, and that's okay. That in this business, that's good. That builds relationships. That kind of emotion. You don't backbite like that, like my boss did to me. You don't do that. You help people. And that's what this is. Networking is so different from the corporate world. So different. But you got to be able to master your emotions. I have a 17-year-old daughter. Oh my God. Oh, you know, I'm told that when I get angry, I'm scary looking. Okay. Now I have to believe what I'm told. Okay. So I believe that when I get angry, I am scary looking. My daughter believes that affects her emotions. Okay. And therefore it's my fault that she gets emotional because I get scary looking. Okay. No. Okay. No. You control how you react, right? Look at you control it. Nobody else controls your emotions. If you believe your emotions are controlled by other people, then you're in the same position I was in when I was 22 years old and my boss thought that I was going hunting that afternoon. Okay? No. You need to learn how to control your emotions. Vulnerability is an asset, but you control when you're vulnerable. You manage your emotions. When you start developing that kind of mastery, you're going to be so attractive to people because you're going to know when to be vulnerable, when to be strong. You're going to know how to relate to people in a much deeper way than almost anybody else will be able to do it. This is what we call software. Okay. So how well you share what you do, how well you take criticism, how open you are to learning, all of this relates to how well you're going to be able to manage and master your emotions. Emotions are the rawest, most deepest thing that make us tick. That's why marriage partners can get so deeply under our skins. Okay? Because they know us at that deep emotional level. They know us at that raw base level. And that's why we are so vulnerable to our partners and to our mates. Okay? We need to get to that level with our teams, with the people that we do business with. It's kind of funny. Robert and I tease each other a lot, right? You guys get the banter back and forth. The only reason we do that is because we have such a high level of respect and, quite frankly, love for each other. Okay. That's what I call it. All right. I respect him. I respect his desire to be successful. I respect his willingness to learn, his openness to learning. Okay. And he respects mine. I learn stuff from him all the time. We work back and forth. I'm learning from you guys as well. And you can learn from me. We just have to have that level of respect, and you develop that through communication. Okay. So this is important in this business. You also need to know what's going to drop your self-confidence. Okay. Sometimes when you worry about closing somebody, okay, when you start thinking about this as a sale, okay, that can hurt your self-confidence because you may not think that you're really good about, doing a sale. If you have a need for outside approval, that can hurt your self-confidence. You need to be able to look in the mirror and say, damn, I look good today. You need to be able to say, I know this. I got this. You got to be able to say in the mirror, you are number one. Marvelous, darling. Sharia's going, oh, yeah. You got to be able to do that. Just do it in the mirror in the bathroom when nobody's looking. And if you do that every day for the next week, you're going to be able to do it in your bedroom mirror. And then you're at some point, 30 days, 60 days from now, while you're walking down the street and one of those windows shows your reflection, you're going to say, damn, I look good today. and you're going to be all right. That's okay. All right. And it's okay for me to say, Sharia, you're looking good today, girl. You're all right. It's all right for me to say, Tamara, I love the headscarf. It's good stuff. You're looking good. It's all right. Carolyn, black looks good on you, girl. You know, it's good to give people compliments. It's good. It makes you feel good too. All right. It doesn't just help Tamara. It helps you as well. That's part of building up your worthiness. Okay. Part of building up your self-confidence and your self-worth. Building a team is going to do that too. Helping people, other people who maybe aren't as far along the road as you. This is all a journey. You're right now, you know, you're feeling like, you know, I don't know if I can do all this. I don't know. Paul is so self-confident. I can't be like that. No, you can. You can, Ron. Just different level. We're just different parts of the road. There's other areas where I am not confident at all. Okay. And, you know, other people help me on that. So we're going to help each other, but we do this by doing things that are going to increase our self-confidence, not undermine it. And you have to understand, confidence is not arrogance. Okay. Confidence is a fire that kind of is developed inside yourself. You don't have to be always right to be confident. You can say, hey, you know, my experience is this. And if somebody says, no, you're wrong, confidence says, hey, you know, maybe I am, but, you know, let's try it out and see what happens. Okay. Confidence is knowledge that you are valuable for who you are right now. You are, and you got to know that. So ego and arrogance, you got to separate them out from confidence. They're different. Skills are one of the things that will help develop your confidence. Learn to be okay with you, with your skin. Learn to be okay with your mind. Okay. Let me tell you a quick story. When I was in 10th grade, I had been an A student. Okay. I'm a pretty good student. I didn't have to study a lot as a kid. Things came easy to me, but geometry. Oh my God. I could not get my head around geometry. Just couldn't do it. I was failing the class. I had A's everywhere else. And then I had an F or a D in geometry. My geometry teacher came up to me and he goes, Paul, he goes, are you going to do math as your major in college? I said, no, I'm going to do music. He goes, here's what I'm going to do, because you're doing really well in all your classes. If you continue to try to do my class, I'll give you a B. Okay. Just keep trying. I'm not going to fail you and keep you because of one class. I'm not going to do that. Why did he do that for me? He did. He knew that I was okay with my skin. I knew who I was. I was okay with my mind. I was not getting this geometry. I was going after school trying to get some help. I could not get it. And he knew I was trying. And because of that, he helped me. I got people on my team that are really, they're hiring, they're trying to hire, they've got ads. Some of them are not hiring a lot right now, but they're doing ads, they're trying. They're going to shows, they're doing stuff. So when I hire somebody, I may not need that person. Maybe what I want to do is I'm going to hire that person and give that person to somebody else who's really trying and needs to train and help somebody else learn this business, needs the opportunity to train somebody else. I'm okay with that. Why? Because somebody was okay with me in geometry back when I was in 10th grade. You know, there's stuff that we don't know. There's stuff that we're going to have a hard time with. But if you're okay with it, if you understand it and you're trying, let somebody else know about it so they can help you. Okay? We're not going to be perfect in everything, but don't try to be somebody that you're not. Just like that person I hired. I don't want her to be somebody who's pretending to be somebody without tattoos. I want her to be just who she is because I think she's valuable just as she is. I think all of you are valuable just as you are. You have people that you help and that depend upon you because of you, not because you're trying to be somebody else, but because you are you. And then when you find success, just repeat it. Rinse and repeat. Experience. Don't be afraid to screw up. We're all going to do it. Own it. Don't try to put it off on somebody else. I'm sorry. Robert wrote that ad. I didn't write it. No, I wrote the ad. I screwed up. What can I do to make it better? And then somebody's going to help me. See what works. Renee was going to me. She said, Paul, I like your ads. I want to use your ads in ZipRecruiter because they work. Great. Copy them. Just make sure that you're using your link at the end so that I don't get your people, you know, but do it. Copy somebody. If you find something that works, copy it, change it so that it fits your personality, but don't be afraid of doing that. Use other people's experience. You know, you don't have a story right now, maybe with Metro, but maybe you know my story. If you don't, go on my YouTube channel and you'll hear my story. Use my story as a story of why people find benefit at Metro until you have your own. And then do the things other people aren't willing to do. Make a telephone call when somebody else isn't willing to. Say, hey, are you happy? When I know Kristen thinks that that's really a scary thing to do. I could see it in your face when I said it. Do it. Kristen, do it. Kirsten, not Kristen, Kirsten. Do it. Susan, you've got 100 people. You could say, hey, just wanted to check and see if you were happy. Or if you're happy with what's happened this year. Are you happy with your progress this year? You could say that to 100 people just tonight alone with all of the people that you know. I don't know of anybody that knows more people than you do. Okay. Are you happy with what's happened so far this year in your life? People are going to respond to you on that. And what does that mean? Now you've got a conversation with them. Now you've got a conversation. Now, you're not going to pitch the company. You're not going to pitch a claim. You're not going to pitch a part-time job on that. At least not today, not tomorrow, maybe not even this week. But you're going to have a conversation going that you didn't have going yesterday. I did that with 25 people on Monday. Some of those people, my conversation is still continuing today. Almost a week later. I'm still doing conversations with the conversation hasn't ended. Now, don't you think at some point I'm going to have an ability to turn them on to what I'm doing and maybe find out if they're happy with their, their income or their increase in income this year? Maybe they're looking for something else to do. Maybe they had something happen in their home. Maybe they know somebody that did. I'm going to have that opportunity. Why? Because I started a conversation. We can all do that. That's part of setting yourself up with a posture. You got to, in order to be successful, you've got to be willing to fail. Some of you know that I've been a millionaire twice in my life. Okay. Twice. Most people never get a chance to be one. I've had it twice and I've lost it twice. Okay. Why did I lose it? Well, one of the times it was because I was willing to fail. All right. I had another startup company I started. I just sold a company to IBM. Millions of dollars between me and my partners. It was a great deal. All right. So I invested it into another startup. Actually, two other startups. And they were terrible. I lost every penny. The second time I did it, I tried to be more smart in my use of my money. So I actually earned $1.2 million in 1 year. So I took it out of, it was all in one stock. All right. So I took it out and I put it into mutual funds. Well, the year that happened to be the year of 9/11. Okay. The stock market crashed in October. My $1.2 million became $350,000. Arnold, that's not even the worst of it. At the end of the year, the federal government wanted $550,000 in taxes.
Oh, God.
I had to take a second mortgage out on my house in order to pay my tax bill. So not only did I lose $1.2 million that year, I lost $1.4 million. I actually was worth less money at the end of the year than I was before I started my $1 million year.
Wow.
Now talk about a kick in the pants, okay? But do you see me crying about it? No.
Mm-mm.
Why? Because I know I've got the opportunity, even at my age right now, to become a millionaire again. Why? Because I've learned. I've got new skill sets. I'm willing to fail, and therefore I have been successful. Okay. I hope you understand that, because that's really important. It's really important. It goes to what I said right on the front end of this call. Be willing to spend the $197 and go to GoPro. Okay. I don't care if you have to sell something for it. I think my humble opinion is that it will come back to you in thousands and thousands of dollars and other ways. Okay. Who are you listening to? Okay. Are you listening to people that are promoting you, that are making you feel better, that are helping you grow and become a better person? Or are you listening to people that are knocking you down? Who are you listening to? Be careful, because that person you're listening to may be a family member, and it may be somebody who's knocking you down. And they may be knocking you down because they're concerned about your success. Okay? Be really careful about who you're listening to. I want to tell you something right now. I'm somebody who wants you to be successful. Okay? You can always listen to somebody who wants you to be successful. All right? Don't always have to listen to me, do what I say, but at least listen to me. Okay? Because I want you to be successful. And then don't make it a mistake, or don't make it a guess as to whether you're going to be successful. Plan it out, do it, and then review. Were the results that you got what you expected? Okay. So, Robert has been really successful in hiring people. He's one of the top recruiters in the company. He is the top recruiter, I think, for 2021. But we haven't converted a lot of those people. They haven't converted into licenses. They haven't converted into licensed people. So he and I are working together to try and figure out, how do we do that? That's part of the planning, doing, and then reviewing. Once you review it, you plan and you make changes to your plan. Then you do that revised plan. Then you review that. You see, that's the kind of thing we can do together. I'm doing that with Robert. I can do that with Renee. I can do that with, Les. I can do that with Carolyn. I can do that with Edith. I can do that with all of you. Okay, we can work together, but you got to plan it. You can't just do it off, just a roll of the dice. Okay, don't do that. This isn't Las Vegas. You don't want to spend your life at Las Vegas. Plan it out a little bit. You can be really successful if you plan it out. All right, let me help you plan it out. Tell me what you want to do. Where do you think you want to be? Where do you want to be at the end of December? Okay. Then let's figure it out. Let's figure out, what do you need to do in order to match that success? All right. Maybe it's too much. All right. So let's revise where you want to be. Okay. Now, what are you going to have to do that? Oh, I can do that. Great. All right. Let's do it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then let's review it. Does that make sense? Okay. So maybe the goal that you set for yourself is something that, when you back it out as to what you have to do in order to meet that goal, it becomes maybe unattainable. Okay, that's fine. Then let's set a different goal. Okay. But let's set a goal, and then let's know what we have to do to get there. Let's do it. And then let's review and see if we're on track. If we're not on track, let's revise what we're doing so that we can get on track. Does that make sense? That's what this is. That's part of the mindset. 50% of the people that you see on this call today, a year from now, they won't be here. They're just not going to be here. And then another 50% of that 50% will be gone the following year. And then 50% more the third year. That's the way it works. I don't like it, but I'm not going to change it. I can't change it. What I can do is I can make sure that I'm working with those people that want to work, so that the 50% have a better shot at staying. Okay. But a lot of this is people just leave. And that's okay. They've got to do what's best for them. But don't you be one of them. Okay. If you stick around, the only way you can lose is if you quit. That's the only way you lose, because you don't have any money in the game. You're not going to have any money in the game. All of the expenses are going to be paid for through the training claims. So you're not going to lose money. So the only way you can lose is if you quit. Don't quit. When a crisis comes up, be objective. This is where you have to manage your emotions. Don't magnify it. Don't build it up to more than it is. And then see what the opportunity is that's in that crisis. See what the opportunity is that crisis presents. In every issue that comes up, there's always the rainbow. You just have to find it. You just have to look for it. So the impact of building this confidence is either you're going to grow or you're going to die. You're either going to grow stronger personally, you're going to become the leader that you always were meant to be, or you're not going to make it. The difference is going to be, what is your objective? If your objective is to be successful, to make $100,000, to be a millionaire, then you're going to go through the pain that somebody else isn't willing to do. You're going to be able to go through the emotional roller coaster that somebody else isn't willing to do. Question is, are you willing to do it? And if you are, then you will be successful. You will be. There's no question in my mind. You will make it. You will have $100,000 or more at your fingertips in this business. Question is why? Why is it important for you? Kirsten showed me why it's important for her. So right over her shoulder. Well, it's not right now, but it was. It's her little girl, right? That's what it is. For me, I had 5 daughters. It was them. It's my wife. You know, they depend on me. And I like that. I like that. I want to be somebody that they can depend on. So I break through some of the emotional trauma. By the way, the other thing I want to tell you is that you're never going to hear me badmouth Metro. You'll never hear me badmouth Metro. I never want one of you to badmouth Metro to somebody that you hire or on this call. If you want to badmouth Metro, if you got something that's tugging at you, call me up. Talk to me about it. Call Robert up. Talk to him about it. Call Carolyn up. Okay. Take it to your upline. Don't take it downline. Don't take it downline. All you can do is crush somebody's spirit by doing that. And I guarantee you, whatever it is, isn't worth your crushed spirit, much less somebody else's. Okay. Whatever the problem is, it's not worth it. You may think it is right now, but I promise you, when we get done talking, you'll be off the edge. Okay. So don't do it. Never, never, never speak trouble to your downline, because you are someone that they look up to. So take it upline. If you got to take it somewhere, take it upline. If you cannot deal with it yourself, if you're right here on your emotional meter and you know it, and you're going to just explode, you know how they do in the cartoons, the guy's head actually explodes, right? If that's you, call me. Okay. I can take it. I can listen to it. And then I can help you figure out how you get that and turn it around. Okay. Let's just do that. Promise me, everybody. Okay. That's important, guys. It's important. I don't want something that is a point and time and space to affect somebody else's future. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you may be pissed off. You may get pissed off at some point, and that's okay. We all do. But I'm never going to take it to you. Okay. When I get ticked off, I take it to John Mesco or I take it to Steve McCaffrey. Okay. That's who I take it to. Okay. John sometimes doesn't do what I've just told you. John sometimes takes his frustrations and gives them to me. The thing about it is that I can take it. I know what it is. And so it doesn't affect me. Okay. It could affect you. Don't let it. All right. But I'll never take that down to, I'll never take my frustration and give it to Robert. Okay. Robert and I may talk about some stuff, but I never tell him that Metro sucks. Okay. I'm never going to say something like that. Okay. Even if if something has gone wrong for me totally, and I feel really bad, I'm never going to, I'll do that to Mesco or to Steve McCaffrey or to Stan Mason, but I'm not going to, Dr. Mike and I have had a couple of long conversations, and I don't know. Art's too, he's kind of, he's disengaged a lot. So for me, he just is kind of disengaged. So John is engaged, Stan Mason, Dr. Mike, all these guys want me to be successful. And so they're willing to work with me and figure out what's making me frustrated. And don't mute me, Robert. You muted me. Well, somebody did. Yeah, well, you muted me by doing that. Crush procrastination, guys. How many of you suffer from procrastination? Exactly. I was gonna raise my hand, but I think I'll do it tomorrow. It's like, don't let it. But if you try to take everything, if you try to stop procrastinating on everything right now, you're going to fail. And then you're going to start procrastinating. Well, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. No, just do one thing. Okay. Just do one thing tonight. So I've asked you to do one thing tonight. All right. One thing I'm going to ask you to do tonight is I'm going to ask you to make a post on Facebook to one person and just ask them if they're happy or if they're happy with their progress this year. I want you to ask one person on Facebook in a message, not as a normal post, not as a response or a comment on one of their posts, but I want you to message somebody and just say, hey, I was thinking about you. Are you happy with your progress this year? Or are you happy? See what happens out of it. Do it. I would love to have you do 25 of them, but I'm asking you to do one. So
can we do like post as well, or
what's that?
Can we do a post as well, or just an individual message?
No, I want individual message.
Okay.
This isn't something to do as a post. I want this to be personal. Kind of like her or him or her. But just do that one thing, okay? Do not procrastinate it, okay? Do it, all right? Let that be your one thing that you do not procrastinate today. I want you to do it. Now, I'd love for you to get back to me and let me know that you did it, but you can procrastinate that till tomorrow if you'd like. Life is like that sometimes. That's why we changed it to 6:30. All right. So the 6 steps to achieving confidence: study what you need to do, practice it, then plan, do, and then review it, modify your plan, then do it again, then review that. Model other people's actions and practices and stories that have been successful. Teach it to somebody else. It makes it more, it puts it more into your heart when you teach it to somebody else. And then try to be consistent. Don't procrastinate it. Be consistent with it. Become an expert on the confidence side of the fear. Okay. It's pretty cool. Tony Robbins, he's got some great stuff on the internet, but here are some people, again, confidence comes from competence. If you're skillful, then you're going to be confident. If you're confident, you're going to take action. If you get good results, you're going to see positive feedback. You're going to see income. You're going to help others. Repeat the process. That's what this business is. That's all it is. So here's the money shot. If you've got a camera, take a picture of this slide. All of these are free resources on YouTube. Most of them are on YouTube. Eric Worre has the GoPro book on YouTube. I have 7 copies of the GoPro book, okay, in my office here. The first 7 people that put a plan together, that say, here's my goal, and maybe it's for 2022, maybe it's for the remainder of 2021. Here's my goal. Here's my plan. If you send that to me in an email, I will send to you a GoPro book. Okay? I'll send you a hard copy of the GoPro book. Yeah, that's true. It is. But I'll send you a real copy of it, not a virtual copy. If you want a virtual copy, I've got the MP3s and I can send that off to you so that you can listen to it in your car. But if you want a book that you can take notes in, that you can highlight, that you can read and really go through, because I'll tell you what, this is the Bible for this business, is this GoPro book. It really is that important. It's that big of a deal. Put your goal together for 2021, for the first quarter of 2022, whatever it is that you do. What's your plan? Let's put it together. Send it to me. I'll send you the book, and then we'll work together to get that plan to work, okay? The first 7 people, you're going to get the book. There is a Darren Hardy has a YouTube MP3 out there called Making the Shift. It's about an hour long. It is tremendous. It's making the shift from the corporate world to working for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It's what is involved in that mindset. What are you going to see in the people around you? How do you react to it? What can you expect? What can you anticipate? Just one of the best MP3s out there. If you can download it, put it in your car. Jim Rohn, oh my God, what a great, great leader he was. What a great motivational speaker. One of his things that he has out there is called the parable of the sower and the seed. Now, I don't care if you're Christian, Jew, Muslim, I really could give 2 hoots as far as this goes. The parable of the sower and the seed, it's law, okay? And it's not, I'm not talking about something that's religious, although, it was given by a religious figure. The parable of the sower and the seed relates to human life. Listen to what Jim Rohn says about it. Robert loved this, okay? You know what I'm talking about. You love this thing. When you found this, what's that? People are going to fall on bad soil and they're just going to die. They're going to, and some people, you got to listen to this thing. I know, but I can't remember it. But it's just tremendous. Okay. It's about 10 minutes long. Okay. 10 or 15 minutes long. It's worth it. Okay. It's on YouTube. It's called The Parable of the Sower and the Seed, Jim Rohn. Take a listen to it tonight. It's that good. Okay. But anything he wrote, if you can listen to it, anything is going to help you out. It's going to be motivational. Do something like this. Listen to something for the first 10 minutes every morning, the first 15 minutes every morning. Do it Monday mornings, whatever it takes to get it started. but listen to something like this. It's going to help you out. Whenever I'm driving, I'm listening to motivational. I listen to motivational books all the time. I listen to Jim Rohn. I listen to Darren Hardy, to Les Brown. Oh my gosh, I love Les Brown. Les Brown is this big guy. And he always calls himself Mama's baby boy Brown. Okay. He is just tremendous. And what a story he has. What a great story. He came up poor as poor can be in the South. He was a twin. He had nothing. And I'll tell you what he's, he was, what is it? Dyslexic, I think, but he overcame so much adversity to become a multi-millionaire maker. Just incredible. And he had nothing. But what he had confidence that he could do something, and he was comfortable in his skin. He was comfortable with his mind. He knew he had problems with some kinds of teaching and education. So he did other things. He did other things. Listen to Les Brown. Les Brown is great. There's other ones you'll find, but these three, if you start listening to any of this stuff, you're going to be way ahead. All right. So confidence is your posture. Do it. All right. That's all I got for you tonight. Anybody got any questions or anything they want to talk about?
Just before we